Hey everybody, my name is Greg Panciera. I'm going to briefly go through Reactime version 4.0. In case you're not familiar, Reactime is a React application state debugging tool. So in other words, if you are developing a React application, you can load up our extension in the Chrome Web Store and examine the state changes in your application, as well as some additional information such as performance rendering data. Version 4.0 is a new version that will be coming out on July 17th. And most significantly, it removes the need to install a separate NPM package in your application. So you no longer have to install anything in your app. You can simply load up the extension from the Chrome Web Store and then point it at your application. And you'll see in a drop-down list here any other windows you may have open that you could also examine with the tool. So briefly, we'll just take a look at it using this calculator. And so initially, you can see the initial state of the application here, as well as the amount of time it took to render that step, in this case, 10 milliseconds. And I'll punch up a complex mathematical computation here. And you can see it tracking those changes as I was making those changes to the app. And you can see in this tree view here, it showed our state changes. And then we can go in here and we can jump back in time, and you'll see where the state was at that point, and you'll see it reflected in the application as well. You can also just hit play and play back the sequence of events if you want. And you can also look in the diff view, and the diff view is really handy. It basically shows you only the things that changed at each step. The history tab shows you a history of your changes, and you can view the state changes here. This is particularly helpful if you happen to jump back in time and then branch off. So if I punch in, I decide to get crazy and go with a 7 this time, or maybe even a 77, we will see those changes reflected in this branch here. And we can track those state changes this way as well. And finally, if we go to the new performance tab over here, this shows us a reflection of the render times for the whole app, in this case, the top level, just as we saw over here. But we can also zoom in here and view render timing information for subcomponents as well in this case. And so this could be a good opportunity if you're seeing, for instance, that in this case, a lot of these buttons are re-rendering every time, and they don't really need to be re-rendering every time. So we could try making these buttons, for instance, pure components, or wrapping them in React.memo and see if we can get those render times a little lower. So that's kind of a brief overview of the application. Again, it'll be out on, or the new version will be out on July 17th. Just go to the Chrome Web Store. And we've also got a GitHub page you can check out as well. Thanks for listening. Have a great day.